I'm going to tell it to you straight. No holds barred. So if you don't like a cold dose of reality, this is not going to be the video for you. However, if you want to make a success of yourself in Italy, then you need to watch this, because let me tell you something. There is one thing that will absolutely sabotage your ability to have a good life here in Italy, and you need to stop it today. What is this one thing? I'm going to give you an example of what it can be. So we're going to look at my YouTube channel first of all. I've got 2 videos on my YouTube channel that really have gone viral out of all of the content that I've created. The first is this video right here. It is a video which I published 3 years ago, and it is what nobody tells you about living in Italy. And I have to be honest with you, I love this video, but the quality of the audio isn't its best. I filmed it 3 years ago. I didn't have the equipment I have today. It was just a very average kind of video. However, this video at the moment, at the time of filming, has over 245,000 views and has gained me 1.2 thousand subscribers. Let's look at video number 2. This video is what no one tells you about long-term life in Italy, and it was a video that I'm very proud of for its message, because I really spoke about the different stages of life in this country. This is a more recent video, so the quality is somewhat better in terms of audio and visual. However, look at me. I literally look washed out. I've got black hair, the brightest red lipstick you've ever seen. And really in that video, I was stressed and tired. This was my Palermo era, and it wasn't the best of times for me. So you can see that I don't look the best. However, this video is my second most viral video. It's currently got over 145,000 views, and this video has gained me 1.5 thousand subscribers. So through these 2 videos alone, I think you can understand maybe what it is that you need to quit if you want to have a good life here in Italy. It is perfection. Perfection is the one thing that is going to absolutely strangle you and stop you from enjoying the life here in Italy. As you can see from the example I've given from my very own YouTube channel, 2 videos that were far from perfect in their own different ways have turned out to be 2 of the best performing videos on my channel, and have actually in turn resonated with people so much that they have subscribed to me. Because this is it. Beneath the imperfection, there is usually a lesson, something that helps you, something that makes you grow. There is always something that you can gain from any kind of imperfection in life. And I think the problem is that we have social media, because social media is a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's a blessing because, you get to open your eyes to things happening in different parts of the world from the comfort of your own home. You get to connect with people, etc. But it's a curse because a lot of the time it portrays a fantasy and perceived perfection that doesn't exist, especially when it comes to life here in Italy. I'm really passionate about this. I speak about this a lot on my channel because Italy is heavily romanticized as a country to its own detriment, really, because if you visit here, if you want to live here, you start to see maybe at points a different version of Italy. We are in August now. Let me tell you, if you are a tourist in August in Italy, it's not going to be the best of times necessarily for you for lots of different reasons. So, the reality of life is somewhat different to the fairy tale that is portrayed on social media. So this is why it can be a bit of a curse sometimes. But there's something you need to remember. Perfection just simply doesn't exist. It's an ideal that people chase after that will only leave you feeling miserable, because life here in Italy doesn't always work the way that you thought it would. The systems here are sometimes extremely complicated. The bureaucracy here, it takes a lot of time to wrap your head around it. The way life is here will really depend on what part of Italy you're living in. I talk a lot about life in South Italy because this is where I have lived for the past 7 years. But experiences in central parts of Italy, northern Italy, any of the islands can be very, very different. And this is why I say to you that you've got to start embracing imperfection, and you've got to start accepting life here in Italy for what it is. So many people struggle, as I've said in lots of other videos, here in Italy because they are unwilling or unable to accept life here for what it is. No, you're not going to be able to change the mindset of people here. No, you're not going to be able to alter the bureaucratic systems here. No, you're not going to be able to have life exactly as you have it in your own country here. So you have to adapt and you have to change. And unfortunately, some people come here very rigid and they're not willing to adapt, or maybe they don't know how to, because let's face it, if you've lived your life a certain way all of your life, it's very difficult sometimes to suddenly start making adjustments and doing things differently. So there are so many different aspects that come under this umbrella of perfection, but it's something that I want you to quit immediately, because if you can quit perfection, you will start to actually see Italy for what it is. And I promise you, you will even start to enjoy your life here because you will learn so much. Things here are done in a particular way, but then there are also certain things that are done so differently that you look back at your own country and you're like, gosh, I wish that happened back, in London or in America or whatever country you're from. There are many pros to living here in Italy. The mindset of the people, it varies depending on what part of Italy you're in, but predominantly people here are a lot more aware of what life really is. And I think that aspect is lost in many countries, especially I can say from my experiences in London. People are all about the hustle and the grind and making money and being successful, that sometimes they forget really what the true essence of life is. It's about the time you spend with people. It's about being present. It's about appreciation and gratitude. And sometimes in more Western countries like, the UK and America, people don't have that kind of mindset. People are all about work, money, materialism. So it's different to come here sometimes and to see people who are a lot more grounded in what life really is about. And that's what I want you to kind of experience. If you come here to live a different life. Like, it's a shame. It's a real shame if you come here and you try to replicate your existing life in this country. You will miss out on so much. You need to get used to things not working here and to things stressing you out here and to the complicated aspects of life here. But beneath those perceived imperfections, there is so much beauty. I have learned some of my greatest lessons in this country, and I learned them by being able to embrace what is. The times I really struggled here were the times when I was constantly comparing life here back to life in London, particularly when it came to working conditions. Very early on, when I first started my job here in Italy, I would constantly be comparing contracts and pay and making myself feel really miserable. But it was only when I just accepted what life was really like here and how everything is so relative that I truly started to change my experience. Because here's the thing, talking about work and talking about income, people don't earn as much money here as people might earn in other countries. But everything is relative. Now, of course, the cost of living crisis kind of means that some aspects of life here are not as relative as they may have been in the past. But certainly for things like accommodation, if you're here in the south of Italy, you can find, depending on where you are, of course, but you can find properties here very reasonably priced. Yes, sometimes they're in very remote locations or in parts of southern Italy where, maybe you would just retire to, maybe you cannot find a good job or a career there, but these properties exist here. And trust me, they're very hard to come by in the UK at the same kinds of prices. So I just think it's this. You've got to accept life in Italy for what it is. You've got to stop seeking something that does not exist. If you constantly chase perfection, you will constantly be miserable because you are chasing something that is elusive. It is not tangible. It is not something that is truly real. And if you're looking at Instagram pictures, if you're looking at YouTube videos and you're seeing a side of Italy portrayed that's really beautiful and really fancy, just remember that is an aspect of Italy, because Italy can be that beautiful, it can be that incredible, but it's not the whole picture. And if you plan to move to Italy, you need to know the whole picture. You need to know every aspect of life here, the good, the bad, and the ugly. in order to really embrace the experience and enjoy yourself. And so that is my message to you today. Quit perfectionism. I hope I've demonstrated to you today through real life examples on my YouTube channel, through kind of talking about what life is like here, that perfection isn't real. It's going to hold you back and it's going to stop you from enjoying the wonderful experiences that you can have in this country. If you enjoyed this video, I think this is the one that you should watch next. I'll see you in the next video.